a bale fork, or not a bale fork, a logging fork or something like that, you can grab with the main functions of it. But then with the telehandler, you've got the extension, and with the logging crane, you've got the middle, what's the word for it? The middle bendy bit that you can manipulate, and that's just a push a button on the joystick and it switches to the alternate functions. You can't. I haven't been able to map that with 19. It seems that the toggle button doesn't work, so that's unfortunate. But outside of that, yes, good. Do not get the steering wheel and side panel. While the steering wheel is very nicely set up for Farm Sim, it has two sort of thumb joysticks on it, which when you get out of a vehicle, you can use those for walking and changing which way you're looking. Look up, look down, look left, look right, and then move forward, back, left and right on the other one. So it's very, I don't know, yeah, with mine I have to grab the keyboard when I'm walking around because I don't have the Farm Sim steering wheel. The problem is the Farm Sim steering wheel is very unreliable. At least it was as the Cytec steering wheel. I had problems with one where it was shorting out the USB circuit when I turned the wheel to the left 90 degrees all the way around to 270 degrees. So I complained to Cytec and they sent me a new one, and within a week exactly the same thing happened to the second one. So I was not very impressed with that, and I went out and bought a G29. Logitech took over Cytec and initially was distributing the old Cytec built Farm Sim steering wheel and side panel, and I actually bought mine when Logitech owned them, but about a year later, after I had my experience with it, which is now 3 years old, Logitech started building their own branded steering wheel and side panel. I don't think anything significantly changed with them. I think the buttons they use are a slightly different shade of, so my purple buttons I think are more pink on the Logitech, but function wise they work the same. I do not know about their build quality, so it could be that the build quality on the Logitech branded steering wheels are much better than the old Cytec ones, but I'm not going to put any money on it. So take my recommendations as you see fit. Okay, you take care of your boys, and I may be on next later this week. I will be on Saturday for at least some time in the morning. Yeah, when it comes to maps, it's got to be down to the maps I play, and I'll tend to start a map and see how it goes, and then it's a case of do I want to still play this one or not? Does it take my, yeah, how do we get around the back there? I think we go past these buildings and there's a lane on the left, right. Oh, and we're at the edge of the map, so hope that dirt road there goes where we want it to. Well, no, it goes into someone's backyard. I wonder if I can drive through a hedge, or whether this map has solid hedges. Okay. Exploring maps. Well, this is a new area. I haven't been yet, as you can tell, because I don't know where I'm going. So we go down here and we take this left. I think we're going 146, aren't we? Oh, we're at 146, that's this one here. Yeah, so we are fertilizing the pink stuff. Sugar beets, that's nice. Again, a nice row crop that you can basically line up and go. There's a number of maps I've sort of kicked off and said, well, I'll take a look at this and see if I want to play on it. And after a couple of hours, it sort of, it doesn't have, you know, something. As I said, this map's a good map for, you know, if you want to get out and make money and do stuff, start with no money at the beginning. It's a good map for that, especially if you've got some of the old equipment mods. If you wanted to play it as a more Western German map, you could use the Massey pack or John Deere pack. I'm using, I think, Polish, Czechoslovakian more equipment. Good grief, my mouth is dry today. But there are so many fields and many of them have contracts. And the fields are small, so I can do it with, you know, this size of equipment. You imagine doing something like Millennial Farmers Farm with this equipment, that would be tough. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, I kind of like the idea of the Millennial Farmers map, but I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, you can rumble up and down with big John Deere equipment, but really it's, what's there to catch the imagination? You know, what can I do on that map that's interesting? Okay, where are we going now? I think we're done. I do not want to continue down this road because it doesn't go anywhere. So it looks like we're going back to the farm. We have 4 harvesting contracts left to do. But the weather's still bad, so we'll just trundle back home. And that, I mean, there was one, what was it, the Alpine map on the North Sea or something like that, came out very, very early. The map maker did make what I consider a little bit of a mistake in that he set up the equipment for the entire map, and it didn't matter if you did start from scratch, new farmer, whatever, you always got all the equipment. The difference is with what's it, start from scratch and farm manager was you didn't have any land, you just had money, but you still had all the equipment. So that kind of defeats the point of having new farmer and, well, sorry, start from scratch and farm manager. And I know there are some other maps that also happens on. I think Campaign of France, you still start with all the equipment if you start from scratch. You just don't start with any land. Oh, yeah, I had heard that there was still some issues with the Millennial Farmers buildings. There was another map maker that was making some really beautiful American maps, and he'd sort of release them and say, this is as far as I've got, I've still got to put doors on the buildings and stuff like that. But then he'd start work on a different map. And that was a bit of a shame, because I thought as a map maker, lots of promise. His maps felt American. And yeah, much like this feels kind of Middle European. And yeah, Oxygen David's maps feel British. And I like that in a map. Yeah, if a map maker takes time to actually make me feel like I'm living in the area he's mapping, that's part of what makes the map enjoyable. We played with Mrs. Osa Field Mountain, and that's a nice small map. I think the problem with it was it involved, there were a lot of trees because it was based in Sweden, and the downside with that is Mrs. Osa isn't much into logging. Did I say good evening already? Good evening, Captain Zank, and welcome to the stream. And so it kind of limited what we could do, and there were only 6 fields on the map, and only 2 of them had contracts that we didn't own. We owned about 4 fields, I think. So it was limited in growth. I think through the time we played it, we managed to pay off our loan, and we're actually starting to make some cash on the farm. But I didn't feel it was really going very anywhere. Yeah, there's that too. I mean, there are some maps that I look at and say, oh, I wouldn't mind playing that. But, oh, I really screwed that up, didn't I? How the heck did I manage that? Okay, get the tractor off. Oh, that's made even more of a mess, hasn't it? Hush. I am trying to minute. Oh, the front leg on that has caught on the curb. Okay. It's a problem. It looks like I hooked it around the street sign. Ooh, that might help if I can. Huh. And of course, I think if I reset it, I'm going to lose. Really? Well, that's a total screw up. Yeah, and that's also a thing. If the map doesn't feel right for some reason, it's sort of, well, that we've got something going. Woo. Yeah, that didn't get anything going. That just got the car closer to the thing. So traffic off. Bye bye traffic. Okay, charge. Boof. That's probably a bad plan. Because this tractor has 0 in the way of traction. Yeah. Well, I don't know how I managed that, but that was kind of impressive. That's kind of upside down. I think I'm going to have to reset that too. I do that. I just lost all the fertilizer, so we lost a little bit of money there, but we made some from doing the contract, so I think all in all we're not too much out of money. I think the thing is, you know, we tend to invest a lot of time in our farm sim games. And so I want something that feels right, gives me an objective. It's one of the reasons I probably don't play a lot of, what do they call them? This goes in the shed, I think. I don't play a lot of sandbox games because I need to play the game with an objective. Now, I might not know what the objective is when I start the farm. At all folds, I just liked the map. The map just pulled me in. I enjoyed playing the map, and then after playing 3 years of seasons on it, I decided, well, I want to do all the achievements, and this is the map I'm going to do it on because I'm having so much fun on it. Okay, that's done. The Old Stream Farm, I enjoyed playing that map. It's a really nice map. It has the ambience that feels right, and you just have to find why you're doing it. I want to find a map that I can do cows on. I want to find another map that I can do pigs on. But I want to find a map that feels right, and then I'm going to do that. But it's not. I'm going into it with preconceived ideas. This map was just a start from scratch with really small equipment, and let's see if we can make a go of it. And that was the whole aim of this map. I'm not looking to breed chickens or make a ton of money. I'm just seeing if I can make a go of a small map. And so that's all this is. Have fun. The time limit's 2 years, so once 2 years is up, the playtime is done. Yeah, the playthrough's done. So mid-autumn I can do this because we now have growth. But yeah, it's finding a reason to be there, among other things. With and also with all of my maps, I'm trying to play them maybe not real world realistically, but emulate what goes on in the area. So if I'm going to play a pig farm, I'm not going to just pick a farm and then pick the area where the pig farm has been placed. I'm going to look for an area where pigs is a going concern for that region. And that may be weird, but that's kind of how I play this. Okay, we'll drive on the crop. I don't care. And yeah, the same. I've decided to do sheep on. Whoops, that wasn't planned, on Lone Oak Farm, or sorry, Oakfield Farm. But that area of England does have a thriving sheep agricultural industry, so it's not outside the realms. I think cows tend to be more eastern England, East Coast, and that's just the way it is. Hello, I'm Cole the Intimidator, and welcome to our stream. So yeah, that's my theories on farming on Farm Sim. So one of the reasons, I knew of Farming Simulator way back when the very first one came out, but it was sort of, I'm not sure I'm really interested in that. And what got me to buy Farm Sim 17 was one of the at the time World of Warships contributors decided, hey look, I found this game on farming and I'm just going to try it out on a YouTube video. And I think he only did 1 or 2 videos and then he gave up on that. And since then he's been he actually got employment with Wargaming at their Russian office, so one of the things he has to do is learn Russian, and he doesn't produce so much in the way of World of Warships videos anymore, but he's the reason I got into, I decided, yeah, okay, Farming Simulator 17, I might like to try that, and ended up playing it for ever. And when I got into World of Warships, because the Mighty Jingles produced an Elite Dangerous video, and he just did the one, but I was looking out for, on YouTube for people who were doing Elite Dangerous videos, because I wanted to get some hints and tips, and he decided after that one and only video that he wasn't going to do any more, because that was the game he played for himself and he didn't want players hunting him down. Since then he's, this year he's started doing some 2 a week Elite Dangerous videos, but I think he generally plays in the in the solo universe. So he doesn't play in the Galactic Open Universe server. So he doesn't have to worry about players hunting him down. But I watched him on that, and then he was doing World of Tanks videos, so I got into World of Tanks, and then World of Warships came out. And so I migrated to World of Warships, because at my age World of Warships is easier than World of Tanks, because I'm old and crap. And it all sort of comes around in circles. And I actually got I had to produce, when my Cytec wheel and started playing up, I had to produce a video of the problem and then provide that video to Cytec customer support. Well, so I recorded a video and I put it up on YouTube, and I didn't publish it, but I had to make it. I had to make it public in order for Cytec to be able to view it. And there have been a number of people who've come across this video and commented on it. And one of them happened to be a guy who used to have, or still does have, a channel, but he used to do model railway videos, how to, the state of his his model railway at the time, and you know, how to do various things. This is how I did, you know, ballasting. This is how I did built my signals. That type of channel. And he put a comment on this video about how, yeah, he had the same problem with his side panel and steering wheel. So I did query where his channel, you know, why he hadn't produced any videos, and it turned out, well, just after he'd produced the last one, his wife and him decided they needed a new house, and so he had to dismantle his model railway, and the new house, he hasn't created a new one, so you know, hence his video stopped. But you know, it wasn't announced. It was just all of a sudden he's not producing any videos anymore. It's actually quite a good modeler. Something I respect in model railroads or model railways is how realistic people make them look. And there's some that look like toys, and there's some where people may take a great effort to make it look like the real world. Some people carry it off because they have incredible skills. Some people make enough of an effort that it looks okay. But even then, there's sometimes you look at it and say, you know what, there's something missing here. Like, you know, someone does an apartment block and doesn't have, at least in the UK, they don't have a sort of a clothesline area so people can dry their clothes outside, and that's common in England. And you look at, you know, oh, there's a section of tower blocks on the side of the railroad, and it's sort of, there's things missing there. It doesn't have a row of garages or sheds. It doesn't have a little play area for the kids, and those are there in real life. And when it's missing, you don't place, you know, you can't say, oh, that's definitely missing, but you know there's something not there. And when someone says, oh, I'm going to add this in here, and sort of, yeah, that's what was missing. Yes, nice to see Micah. He's a bit quiet lately, but I'm not sure how that series is going, because Arthur's already run up a £200,000 loan, or $1,000 loan, buying equipment before they're bringing any income in. But we shall see. I mean, him and Micah usually get on and do the farming stuff quite efficiently, and at least make a go of it. He probably doesn't have the save game of their Estancia Lapacho playthrough. I must admit, I tend to... We got 24, is it 24 save games we can run? But, yeah, every so often I'll go through and sort of... yeah, I'm not going to play that one, I'll delete that one. Mrs. Osa and I were playing private Woodshire Farm. And the map got updated, and the game is, or the game save is completely unplayable, so we'd have to throw it all away and start over. Yes! Oh, there are a couple of maps where I've noticed the street signs are on the wrong side of the road, and it really bugs me about a map. And in ways it sort of detracts. I kind of like the map, but oh, that's just wrong, and no, I'm not going to play this map just because of that. And it might, that might be a little bit petty, but yeah, it's the placement of street signs. Ravensport, there's a stop line on the wrong side of the road, and that frequently annoyed me, especially since I used to use that cut through down to the port. But yeah, if there's issues with a map, that's one of the things that I start off and say, it's not. There's better maps out there. I know. I think it was Virtual Farmer was saying the valley, the old farm, everything creaks, including the metal doors, and or the metal gates. And the problem is the wooden gates should creak like that, and he should have a different sound for the metal doors and gates, and he doesn't. I mean, I do like Black Sheep's farms and equipment, but sometimes there's a sort of a niggling, I wish you'd done that a little bit differently, because you've cut corners to make the map, but it could be an absolutely incredible map if you just you went that one step further. But I'm still going to play his maps because they're brilliant. It's everything else on his maps. He's awesome, and it's just sort of that one little thing. But I'm still, for him, I'm still going to play his maps. Some other map makers, not so much. Even this one, I was a little, this was just, I'm going to try this out, see how it goes. I would not say it's the best map.